Welcome in, everyone. Today, we're going deep dive style into two true crime cases.
Oh, and it's going to be good.
And get this, both are from Thailand, but with twists and turns that'll take us all over the globe.
Yeah, you've got Aussies, Americans, even someone from the UK, all tangled up in this.
It's wild. We're talking police reports, court docs, the works, to figure out how these seemingly separate lives end up, well, colliding. Tragically.
What always gets me about these kinds of cases, these international ones, is how they show you just how complex, how hidden everyday life can be, you know? We think we know people.
Right. Like you think you got your neighbors figured out, your coworkers, but then bam, case number one throws us right into that. We're starting off in Sydney, Australia. Picture this. Mario Petang, 33 years old, vanishes after a night out.
Poof.
Gone. Exactly. And first it's a missing person case, right? But then they find a body wrapped in plastic.
Oh, that's grim.
Grim's an understatement. So, of course, the cops are trying to figure out who this is, how it happened. Turns out it's Mario, permanent resident, originally from Thailand. Seemed to have it all. Wife, friends, normal life stuff.
I bet his family was devastated. That's always the hardest part, the people left behind.
Absolutely. But get this, as they dig deeper, they uncover this whole other side of Mario. Turns out, secret boyfriend, A&D, involved in dealing drugs. Small time, but still.
Whoa, so not so normal after all. Talk about a double life.
Yeah, and it throws a wrench in the whole investigation, because now it's not just about finding a missing guy, it's about figuring out if any of this secret life had something to do with his,
disappearance.
Yeah, and that's when they find Alex Dion. He's the last person seen with Mario.
Yeah.
Security footage, they're at a 7-Eleven together, and get this, Alex is trying to take out money from an ATM, but his card's declined.
Huh, so maybe short on cash. Or using a card that wasn't his.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Red flags start going up. And then guess what? Alex disappears too. American citizen living in Sydney. But suddenly he's on a plane back to the U.S. telling his wife he's in danger.
Ooh. Okay, so now we've got two missing guys and a whole lot of questions. Did Alex know something about Mario's disappearance? Was he running away?
Right. Like, what did he know? And then, to make matters even more suspicious, the police, they're searching a construction site where Alex was working, and they find something. Remember that body wrapped in plastic?
Oh, no, don't tell me.
Yeah, they find a bag of clothes covered in blood.
Man, it's like they're putting together this puzzle, but it's like some of the pieces are missing, and the ones they do have are all, bloody and mysterious.
Yeah, and to make matters worse, Alex is all the way back in the U.S., so they're trying to figure out what he knows, if he was involved, the whole 9 yards.
Talk about a jurisdictional nightmare, right?
Oh, absolutely. And you're not going to believe this. At first, Alex, he's all like, I don't know anything about Mario disappearing. I was with him, yeah, but then we went our separate ways, blah, blah, blah. He even tried to pin it on his roommate for a hot minute.
Oh, come on. The old blame the roommate trick. Classic.
Right. But remember all those credit card charges, phone records. Turns out, Alex had been using Mario's stuff this whole time. Not exactly the best look for someone claiming they're totally innocent, right?
Yeah, talk about digging yourself into a deeper hole. The more he tried to get away from it all, the more suspicious it looked.
And the evidence, it just kept piling up. That bloody shirt, a boot that matched the footprint they found at the crime scene, his DNA at Mario's house, and those phone records, completely busted. So they extradited him back to Australia, put him on trial.
What was the verdict?
Guilty, first-degree murder, 25 years. Even the judge, when he was handing down the sentence, he was like, this wasn't just a crime. This was cold-blooded. The way you got rid of Mario's body, it was intense.
25 years. Wow. It makes you think, right? Like, how well do we ever really know anyone?
Seriously. You think you've got someone figured out, and then bam, this whole other side comes out. In this case, as awful as it is, it's like this dark reminder that people, even the ones we think we know, they're capable of anything.
It's a chilling thought. And sadly, our next case, it kind of takes us down a similar path, dark and twisty. We're headed to Thailand, which, is known for being beautiful, peaceful, all that. But this case, it shows the other side of that coin, where things aren't always what they seem.
This one really hits home because it involves a teenager, just 16 years old. His name was Ben. Loved motorcycles, had this bright personality, came from a good family, British dad, Thai mom. Seemed like a pretty average kid, right?
Yeah, totally. Every parent's dream, right?
Except Ben, he had a secret. He'd gotten mixed up in the drug trade. And one day, he just vanishes. His mom, she finds his scooter just abandoned, and she knows something's wrong.
Oh, man, I can't even imagine the panic.
Right. She's calling some friends. No one's seen him. The police, they get involved, and eventually they uncover this security footage. It shows Ben riding off with a friend, this young woman they called Ping Pong, and that's when things take a turn, and not a good one.
Oh, boy. Here we go. What happened?
They found Ben's body, and it wasn't pretty. The injuries, they were brutal. This wasn't an accident.
Oh, that poor kid. And his family. Devastated, I'm sure.
Absolutely. This case, it shook the entire community. And soon, the investigation zeroed in on this guy, Chaiwat Boarin. He'd just gotten out of prison, had a history of violence, sexual assault, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, so they think he might have been involved with Ben. Maybe a random attack.
Well, here's the thing. They linked him to Ben's disappearance through security footage, AD witness statements. And when they brought him in, he confessed, said he killed Ben.
He confessed just like that.
Claimed it was a drug deal gone wrong. But there were still so many unanswered questions. Like, what about Ping Pong? She was still missing. Was she involved? Sadly, it wasn't a good outcome. They found Ping Pong, but she was dead.
Oh, no.
Yeah, buried here where they found Ben. And the way they were killed, it was the same, like the same MO. Brutal.
God, that's awful. 2 young lives just gone. It makes you wonder how they even cross paths with someone like that, like Chaiwat.
I know. And for their families, it's unimaginable to lose a child like that. And then to have the other one, the friend, be gone too.
Just heartbreaking. And to add insult to injury, you said Chaiwat changed his story.
Oh, yeah. Still admitted to killing Ben, said that was him, but Ping Pong, nope, denied having anything to do with her death.
So did they ever figure out what happened to her? Was someone else involved?
Well, that's the thing. It's still kind of up in the air. The trial, it's still ongoing as we speak. But there was this really intense moment during a police reconstruction thing they were doing. Ben's dad, Steve, he flew out from the UK, and he actually confronted Chaiwat, like face to face.
Whoa, what happened?
It was heavy. You could just feel the anger, the grief. Steve was yelling at him, telling him to look him in the eye, demanding to know why. Why Ben? It was rough.
I can only imagine. A parent's worst nightmare. And now they're left with so many unanswered questions.
It's true. And if Chaiwat's found guilty, he could be facing the death penalty. But even that, it doesn't bring Ben and Ping Pong back.
No, it doesn't. These 2 cases, even though they happen worlds apart, Australia and Thailand, they both show us how easy it is to be fooled by appearances. Mario with his double life, and then Ben and Ping Pong getting mixed up in something way over their heads.
Right. It's like a reminder that we never really know the full story.
Yeah.
People keep secrets, make choices that lead them down dark paths, and sometimes it ends in tragedy.
It's a tough reality. But I think it's important to remember to hold on to those genuine connections, to value honesty, and to remember that every life, even with its messy parts, is precious.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well, that's our deep dive for today, folks. 2 cases, both tragic, both reminders that things aren't always what they seem.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. We'll be back next time with more stories, more insights, and more of those deep dives into the cases that make us think, make us feel, and make us question everything. Until then, take care.